What's up, God? So originally, this was supposed to be a one-part video about faith, but then I had a conversation with one of my bros, a dear friend of me, and it brought about further realization as it pertains to faith. And we was having a conversation. I was kind of going through my journey with him, and we got on the topic of intuition. Because I told him, I was like, man, I had a feeling. So I made my decision based on the feeling. And he was like, man, I be feeling like when you have like that gut feeling, it's like God pulling at you, like pretty much trying to communicate with you. And then it dawned on me. How faith and intuition is like interrelated and how they work together. Because I had an inner feeling. And that's all I had was a feeling when I made my decision not to get the shot, right? My mind couldn't perceive it, because the mind, it usually needs something tangible to hold on to. But if God communicating with you and you intuitively feel it, your spirit know. Your spirit know. It feels right. God is spirit. That spirit talking to spirit. That's communication. On a higher plane, your mind don't get it just yet. So all you have to go off of is a feeling, and that's where faith come in at. Like I said earlier, faith is that bridge. And faith holds you over. Faith gets you to the point where your mind, it finally clicks there. It finally clicks there. But in your spirit, though. That's why it feel right. You already know. It's not that you don't know. It's that it hasn't clicked in the mind. But we so used to identifying with our mind and as the mind and as just this physical thing that we see, we say that we don't know. We identify that as, well, I don't know. Now you know. You feel it. So faith becomes a key. Faith is a key to the unknown. Faith allows that time to pass where the mental and the intellect can finally realize. Because things of the spirit is higher than the mind and the intellect. That's why we can't lean on our own reasoning. And having that conversation with bro helped me realize, like, dang, I knew the whole time. It wasn't that I didn't know. I knew the whole time. And it's only because I stood on faith that I get to a point where I can reflect. And then it finally dawns here. Like, damn, that's what that was. That's why it's so important to walk by faith. Like, I can't even stress it enough how important faith is. And it's so amazing to me. And it's kind of blowing my mind because this is the first time I really operating in faith and actually seeing what comes from it. Actually see the power in it. Actually see how it opened doors. And actually go through it. Like I was telling him, it's like when you get in a position where you gotta really exercise your faith, you see everything that you're risking. For the most part, you see what's on the table that you could potentially lose. But you don't know what you can gain, though. So you can't even do a risk reward. Like, I knew I could lose my job. which can stop money from coming in, which can make it harder to do this, and that. But I didn't know what I could gain on the other side, though. All I had was a feeling. And now I'm a year removed, and I get to see the things on the other side. But not just the things on the other side, I get to see and feel the things that happen internally for me. And have I grown spiritually and mentally. And these things only came because I stood on faith. Sometimes we gotta stand on faith if we really want doors to open. It's too easy to say, well, it's not happening like we'll do. Listen, accountability. Do we really trust? Do we really believe? Or do we gotta see it before we believe it? Do we gotta see it before we can trust it? Or do we have enough faith to stand on that feeling and say, you know what, let me see what happens? I don't know what's on the other side. I know what this is. I'm comfortable here. I know what this is all about. I've been here for years. But let me see. Faith saying, listen, if you want to see something different, step out. I ain't going to show you what's there. I ain't even going to show you what you're stepping out to. But just step out, leap. And the question is, can you do it?